So the seats in my Triumph Herald are very original actually, but they're starting to go through, and the driver's side particularly had a very damaged ends on the top, and the seat back was starting to go a bit squishy. Plus the driver's seat particularly was really bad, so I've decided to replace it with new covers. I bought these new seat covers when they were on offer from the Triumph Sports 6 Club, probably getting on for 20 odd years ago, and I've been saving them for a special day. Let's get them fitted. The original seat base is more than past its sell-by date, so I bought another one. But the new one has a slightly different arrangement, and you can see I've got to drill new mounting holes in order for it to fit properly. Difference is, this was about a third of the price of the original spec one. So my original Triumph seat foam base is rather knackered. You can see where the felt or the rubber pad at the bottom was, that the pad itself is rather past its sell-by. So I've cut a new block out of this bit of foam, but as you can see, the foam's a little bit worn. So I'm going to use this wood block, cut the foam down to size, and I'm using a board on the top to keep it nice and flat, and then we're just going to cut as best we can all the way through. Let's see how that works. So I've now cut all the way through, and that's actually remarkably flat. So that's scrap. One seat cushion. Done. This tension spring needs to be removed out of the back of the seat base. I'm having difficulty getting this through this small gap without it snagging. So I've taped it up so it's not a sharp edge, and hopefully that will allow me to pull it through the material without it getting jammed. Nice easy job. Let's get it back into the new one. So this spring fits right at the back here on the inside, and it's really awkward to get in. There's no way that I can hold this and pull it and flick it in and make sure the seat bed's in, because there's a good 2 or 3 inches gap to get to there. So I've made myself a little pulling tool. That's going to clip around my spring, and then that should allow me to pull that reasonably easily, but I've got to clamp the seat base down in order to be able to do that. So with my tool, that was a relatively easy task to do. Certainly couldn't have done it by hand. So I've clipped the front along the leading edge with about 1 inch overlay, which is similar to the cover that I've taken off. Now I'm going to work my way down the side. So that's the lower squab done, looking rather good. This will come out once it's in the sun. It's where it's been folded in the box. At the back, there are these rubber supports, which are mostly in good order, but the top one is broken. The ends are moulded and they're bonded into these brass bits, and you can see they pulled out. They don't really put back in without breaking instantly. So we're going to have to think again as to how to repair this bit. This top strap I've made of some seatbelt type webbing I've got, and I've sewn it so it is just wide enough to clip into the seat, and that will give it a little bit of tension. And I think what I might do is I might get a little bit of elastic to go from these two tails just to increase the tension further. Better go and finish sewing this up. So I've made up this replacement strap with a little bit of elasticated strap and a bit of webbing the right width. Let's get it fitted. I think that will do. And then that sits over there. Job done. So these pieces that fit in the end don't actually fit in the slots supplied on the seat. So I've covered them in foam, which I need to trim to size. And then the inside I'm cutting open and stapling back together. I'm doing this because this is how the original actually looks. So it's not dissimilar. So that's the cover basically on. So the new seat is clearly brand new. I'm not particularly impressed with the cover, but it was cheap. It doesn't fit that well down here. I didn't get it to fit that well round here, but it's a lot better than the previous one, particularly the lower squab, and my seat back was a little bit too far gone. Just as a quick update, I decided to take this original spec seat out of the car and recover another seat frame I had with the other cover. This again didn't fit the best, but it's got a new seat cushion, it's got a new seat pad at the base, and it at least gives me a matching pair of covers at the front, which don't look quite so brand new and odd compared to the rest of the car. Here we have another upgrade, this time to my 1969 Triumph Herald. Do like and subscribe if you like what you see, and we look forward to seeing what we need to fix next time.